One of the really exciting things about this play, and one of the challenges for us as a cast and crew, has been to turn a three-quarter space into one fluid space that functions as multiple locations, and we're only using one set to do that. So in the play, you see the set, and it is the apartment, and the bench that I am sitting on is like the entryway bench, and then in the next scene you see Greg and Sylvia go to the park, and the bench becomes a park bench.
The lights are compartmentalized so that the living room light, which consists of this area in here, can also be broken down so that we can play street scenes in one scene and an airport waiting room in another scene, just by changing the lights and isolating people within the space, even though we don't move the furniture or anything, which is really immaterial. And we change the street scene by going into a night scene where we just change the backdrop so that we have city lights back there and kind of a nice evening feel, and keeps us from having to stop and change and do things.
Well, it's fun to play Sylvia. It's fun to play a dog because it kind of, it's a whole different way of looking at the world. And so what I enjoy most about being a dog is that it's kind of nice to just have one focus instead of 80 billion that an adult has or a person would have during the day. A dog kind of just has a couple focus points, and one of them is usually the owner, and the owner can do no wrong basically in the dog's eyes. And so when I'm on stage, I feel like when Greg is there, it's like everything is cool, and I just want to be with Greg, and I just want to hang out with Greg, and Greg can say or do anything, and I just think it's fantastic. And so that's probably the most dog kind of like behavior that I do.
Well, in a Gurney show, costuming is very much a part of a nuance of a character, and it's very helpful to the actor to work with the costume designer on their costume. Now in this one though, we have a young woman playing a dog, and I got introduced to the wonderful world of canine couture. You could dress a dog these days in anything from a wedding gown to a tiger suit. And in this show, of course, the dog is played by a young woman who will be dressed in canine couture, not a dog suit. We have a lovely little pink and white check skirt. We have little pink polka dot sandals. We have bows for her hair. And she even gets to wear a black cocktail dress.
One of the first things that attracted me to this script was the nature of the roles and the specific acting challenges that those pose for actors. So for instance, Jerry Shario plays 3 different roles in the play, one of whom is a woman and the other, another of whom is androgynous. So there's some specific challenges to the actor there, and Jerry's done a really wonderful job embracing those, and we've spent quite a bit of time in rehearsal creating different physicalities for those characters, as well as different vocal mannerisms, and allowing those characters to develop relationships with the play's key characters, main characters as well. And then of course there's Sylvia, and an actress playing the role of a dog. And what I love so much about that role is that you know, she's a fully fledged character in this world. She walks, she speaks, we hear her thoughts, she argues, and her mannerisms and her behaviors are very recognizable as dog behavior, and yet they're also so human. So we've had a lot of fun with that role as well.